Guys, this is going to be a quick roundup of what is going on with Man United. We're going to talk about the Ligt Mazraoui deal. We're going to talk about Ugarte, Wan Bissaka. Where are we on all those deals? Welcome. This is Man United Central, and I'm your boy Luther. Listen, as you're coming in, make sure to smash a like, hit the subscribe if you have not done so already. All right, people, let's jump into it real quick. Give you a quick update on where we are on all these deals, right? Based on how we played yesterday, guys, we know for sure we need reinforcements. We need reinforcements now. Basically, not tomorrow, like now, right? So we have a few updates here coming from Fabrizio Romano and other sources, right? All right. So according to this is from I believe Fabrizio Romano is saying Manchester United will bid again from Nasir Mazraoui and Matthias de Ligt. United have informed both players that they will bid again, and Bayern are also aware, right? So basically, movement is expected in the next days. This is something that we knew that in the next couple of days we'll expect some movements, right? Matthias de Ligt and Mazraoui are both expected to join Manchester United this summer, right? Bayern Munich. Now, you can ask yourself, okay, because we had already two bids that were rejected, how much are they asking for, as a package, right? So, well, you guys let me know if this is a good deal or not. Bayern Munich want a package of around 60 million for the two players, Mazraoui and De Ligt. Basically, obviously, United, they want to pay less. Talks are ongoing. So you guys let me know as you're coming in, smash a like, people. Let me know if 60 million for Matthias de Ligt and Mazraoui, is that a good deal or not? Would you take that deal, right? Let me know. Because, listen, based on how we played yesterday, for example, at this point, I will take the deal. Okay, there's no need to nickel and dime, continue doing this, back and forth business with Bayern. 60 million, it's not a bad deal. I would say I'll take it because, listen, we definitely need Matthias de Ligt in that defense because we saw yesterday having Johnny Evans, Lindelof. If you expect to start a game, to start the season with those two, or Maguire and Maguire and Lisandro Martinez, if this is how we're going to start our season, we're going to be in trouble, right? Nothing's going to change because those defenders, Maguire, Lindelof, Johnny Evans, yeah, he was signed as just as a backup, worst case scenario, right? Harvey, what's up, man? Welcome, smash the like as you're coming in, right? So 60 million for both players, De Ligt and Mazraoui. I mean, at this point, we just need to take it because Bayern, they're not really going to budge. They also want to make a deal as well because Bayern wants to get Tar to come in as a center defense. So they want the money, right? The sooner we get this deal done, the sooner we can get those players in. People smash a like as you're coming in, right? I appreciate you all being here. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. This is Man United Central, and I'm your boy Luther. We're talking about everything Man United, De Ligt, Mazraoui deal. Bayern won 60 million. Is that a good deal or not? And then we're going to jump into Ugarte, Wan Bissaka. All right, so let's go. So with Bayern asking this much, listen, I will take the deal because, listen, there's no point of nickel and diming, right? As I said, let's give him the money, bring in the players, that way we can move on. Because before you know it, we're going to be at the end of the season here, end of the transfer window, because the transfer window shuts down August 30th, right? And again, during preseason, we didn't see a lot of movement, right? Good thing is now with the players coming back, right? With the players coming back from U.S. tour, then we can finalize a lot of these deals, right? We can finalize all these deals. That way we know, okay, everything is sorted, everything is done. So hopefully tomorrow, starting on Monday, I keep on looking this side. I have two kids in there. They're playing video games. So if you hear me like jumping out, like, hey, let me go and see what's going on. Yeah, you boys, man. Boys and video games, and they're loud. So I do apologize ahead of time. If you see me dip, I'll be back. But anyway, that being said, So what I'm saying is this: let's finalize these deals. That way we can move on, right? Because everybody here, it's going to be like a domino effect, right? If we can secure Mazraoui, the Ligt, Bayern can get the money to get the player they want. We can see Wan-Bissaka going to West Ham, because West Ham now, they've already signed their priority targets. It looks like now they're saying that they are going to focus more on working the deal with Wan-Bissaka, right? Basically, Wan-Bissaka has already agreed personal terms with West Ham, and we should see that moving again this week, right? Uh, what the hell will look like? I know. That's funny, man. That's funny. Just because we look alike, smash alike, my brother. I appreciate your being here, right? So listen. So let's finalize the late deal, because we need defenders. We need defenders. Yesterday, Liverpool, we played better, right? We played good football yesterday, attacking wise. Of course, we couldn't convert our chances, but we saw there's a huge problem again in that defense, right? We do not want to see any of these Lindelof, Johnny Evans, Maguire starting. We need, ideally Lenioro, who's injured. Hopefully he comes back soon. But we do need at least the lid to partner Lisandro Martinez at the start of the league. That way we can, we can play more advanced, more into the midfield, right? So that's what we are trying to do, right? Let's jump into another deal. So again, bottom line is we need those deals to be done, Ligt and Mazraoui to come in. Mazraoui will enable us to advance the ball more, to pay more in attacking. That is what Ten Hag wants to do. We saw yesterday again, Wan-Bissaka, we love him. Defensive is good, but going forward, he is, not so good, right? And we saw yesterday he had chances on the wing. Instead of crossing, he does these weird things. That's not his game. He's more defensive kind of player who can lock down opponents, right? But we want to play on the front foot going forward. That is why Ten Hag is willing to offload Wan-Bissaka. Let's jump into another. Ugarte. Negotiations with PSG for Ugarte could take more time because of financial fair play, and outgoings are important for Manchester United needs. That way they can balance the funds, right? Ugarte basically he keeps on, basically according to Fabrizio Romano, Ugarte keeps waiting because he knows, like, look, Man United, they've prioritized him as that player that we want to bring in that midfield. So Ugarte, he's waiting patiently. PSG, they've already brought in João Neves, so they are also willing to now, okay, let's bring some money in, because they have used money obviously to get João Neves in. So now, they may be willing to make a deal with us, Man United. That way Ugarte can be coming to Man United, and money goes into their pockets. PSG, they can do whatever they want, right? Of course, we saw again that midfield yesterday, it needs help. We cannot depend on Casemiro partnering Kobe Mainu another season. Casemiro cannot do it. He's not tenacious enough. His legs are pretty much gone. He's not the Casemiro that signed for us when we on that first season he joined, right? He looks like he has lost a step. He jumps into tackles so much. He's risky. Every time I see Casemiro playing and I see him going into tackles, I'm like, oh my God, yellow card waiting to happen. And listen, if he gets a yellow card in a game, before you know it, it could be a red, and then next thing we're playing short-handed. We don't want that. So to fix that, we need to bring in a player like Ugarte or Fofana, right? These players, they have the legs, they have the tenacity, that midfield general to be like, listen, I'm not going to take any nonsense for that when it comes to our midfield, right? And a player that can partner very well with the Kobe Mainu, because that's what we want to do in order to allow the defenders and the midfield and defense to cover that space, which, from last season, we've seen that space has been an issue, basically the way we play, because the defenders that we have, they were playing inside our box, so they're not able to advance into the midfield to cover the space between midfield and defense. And Casemiro can't cover that. He doesn't have the range anymore to do that kind of coverage, right? So we definitely need to bring in Ugarte, Fofana, or I see that United is also looking for to alternative in Martin Zubamendi is an option, right? So again, listen, if we get Ugarte or Zubamendi, I am good with that. Also, United, they're looking at free agents like Rabiot to come in. So ideally, if we bring in Ugarte and then we bring in Rabiot, right? Or okay, fine, we get Ugarte in and then we bring back Amrabat. I will be happy. I will be more comfortable knowing that okay, we do have some kind of coverage. People, smash a like if you haven't done so. Hit that subscribe. I appreciate you being here, hanging out. I'm giving you a quick rundown on where we're at with all these deals as far as Manchester United. All right. We already talked about Wan-Bissaka. Basically, personal terms already agreed. He will be most likely heading to West Ham. That deal, it looks like it's progressing well. Hopefully, again, next week could be a really big week for us because we're gonna see movement, hoping, quote unquote, movements. Because we hear that tomorrow there's gonna be this big meeting. Man United, Real Madrid, all these big teams, they're gonna meet. That way they can finalize some of these deals because there's going to be a lot of teams, with players moving around. So there's a big meeting going on with all the big, teams. I don't know where they're meeting. I don't remember. I don't know if it's in Madrid or at Manchester. That way they can, make these movements going because most of these deals like PSG, they've already got Jean Neves. They need a deal from us, money to go that way. And for us to bring in Mazraoui, we need Wan-Bissaka to go to West Ham, right? For the Ligt to come to Man United, basically we need an outgoing, maybe a defender. Say for example Lindelof, he has been linked with Galatasaray if I'm not mistaken. If Lindelof leaves, then it opens that gap, right? Then we can bring in De Ligt in. But I really hope that United, we don't wait for Lindelof to leave before we can say okay, De Ligt come in, right? So hopefully we can do something there where De Ligt can come in, even though Lindelof is still there, while we're still working on getting him out of the door, right? So we shall see. And of course, in the midfield, in order for De Ligt to come in, Ugarte to come in, we need McTominay to be at the door. He's being linked with Galatasaray, which we see that they're working on the deal with him. But also Fulham, is basically Fulham right now, they're looking like they're number one contenders to get McTominay, right? They're negotiating with Man United. I think Fulham, they put a bid for like 25 million, if I'm not mistaken. I see that United were asking for like 30 or 35 million. Listen, Man United, man, listen. McTominay, he's good if you need that goal, but we need a player right now who can actually play longer, play in, from the beginning of the game, knowing that they can control a midfield, right? That's why we need to offload McTominay. And, when it comes to the midfield, the players that actually have value is McTominay and Casemiro. But the problem with Casemiro, we thought he's going to be going to the Saudi League. It looks like those links have quieted down. So if that's the case, then the only player right now who can leave is McTominay. Now, Ten Hag had said, like, look, he likes McTominay, the way he's playing now, the way he's getting played more in an advanced role in that final third. But again, if you play McTominay up top there in that area, that is a Bruno type of area. It's a Mason Mount type of area. How can you play McTominay there in a lot of these games? So ideally, McTominay needs to be at the door. Again, we will take, I'll take 30 million for him. Like, let's not be too greedy, Man United, right? So if he leaves, right, McTominay leaves, then again, that money coming in from McTominay is pure profit. We can reinvest that into, hey, if we, for example, we able to do like a loan with an option to buy for Ugarte, then we can use some of the McTominay money to bring in the likes of Zubamendi. That will be a really good deal, right? Because if we can bring in Zubamendi and Ugarte, for example, and then you have Kobe Mainu, you have Mount in that midfield, and then of course Amrabat is sitting on the wings. He knows, like, Man United have already told him, we're gonna come back and get you, and we bring in Amrabat for like 7 million. That will be a really good midfield. I'll be comfortable with that midfield because we know that, listen, we have coverage. Reports are saying Casemiro, most likely he may end up staying because, again, there's not a lot of suitors coming for him, trying to, price him out from Man United. The problem being salary. Casemiro is one of those players that are getting paid almost 300K a week. Now, again, not a lot of teams can afford that. the Saudi League teams, yes, but not a lot of teams in the Premier League or around Europe can afford that much money, right? So that's why we are stuck with this kind of players like him, Jadon Sancho, because of we're paying them too much money, right? And it makes it harder for us to offload them. Ineos, the new sporting group at Man United, now all the deals that we're making, we're not paying players over 200k a week, which makes life easier. For example, next season Xerxes doesn't do what we needed to do, we can offload him because other teams can afford it, right? Jadon Sancho, we're stuck with him because again, salary, not a lot of teams can afford him, so it is what it is, right? So basically, right now we are stuck with players like Jadon Sancho. You know what? Based on how he's playing, I'll be willing to give him a chance for next season to see, what he can give us. But so far, he has seen bits and pieces here and there that he's okay. Ten Hag had said that pessimistic reason. I believe that we sign these players when I see them playing. I agree, man. I agree. It's been one of those like until you see them holding the shirt. Basically, that's what I usually say to myself. Because we hear all this talking of personal terms agreed here, deals we're waiting here, da da da. Right? Until we see them holding the shirt, that's when we can I believe it. But I really think next week will be crucial for us, and we can see these players coming in because listen, we started a season with the likes of the defense we had yesterday. We are going to get battered with Fulham, and not only Man City, that Charity Shield, right? Again, I don't know who is going to start in that defense with Man City game. I don't know if it's going to be Maguire and Johnny Evans. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? That is terrible. Hopefully, Lisandro Martinez is going to be fit. He's going to start. At least Maguire, Martinez, I'll be okay with that, right? So, guys, listen. There's a lot of moving parts. I'm going to be optimistic as well that I trust Ineos and this new Barada, Dan Ashworth. They know what they're doing. They see the areas that they're going to give us a problem if we start a season the same way as we finished without bringing in additional pieces that can work in Ten Hag's type of play, right? Then, because then you cannot sit there and blame Ten Hag that, hey, how come you lost against Fulham? How come you keep on losing games? They don't, without being provided the tools to play the way he wants to play, then he's going to struggle, right? That's why he's pushing to bring in the Ligt in, Mazraoui, all these players that can work in that Ten Hag system, and maybe one day, sometime this season, we may see that what we want, the Ajax type of ball, right? And a lot of people are saying, "Hey, Man United, Ten Hag has been here now 2 years. We still don't have a type of way of playing." Look at Liverpool; they have a new manager. They're already playing with a perfect system. People are not thinking that. Listen, with the Arne Slot coming into Liverpool, he inherited a team that was drilled from the youth all the way to the first team by Klopp on the way how to play football. And Arne Slot, the way his style, it kind of matches with Klopp, so he's good to go. Ten Hag inherited a team with misfits. We had, from prior coaches, each coach had a different way. Mourinho had a different way of playing. Solskjaer has a different way of playing. So of course we're gonna struggle. Say we're signing players. But if you look at it shows players haven't. Well, yeah, we definitely have. So far, we've only signed those two: Lenny Oro, who's injured, and then Xerxes, right? And of course, we signed Chido Obi Martin, the 16-year-old phenom. Hopefully, again, this kid may see some game time, right? Because we know how to bring in those youth to the first team. So we shall see. So again, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick rundown on what is going on with United. Let's keep our fingers crossed that next week, when you see my face again, I will be like, you know what? Fabrizio Romano has said, or David Ornstein, they've given us a here we go. We got our players in, right? People, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you hitting that like. I appreciate you smashing that subscribe. I'm your boy Luther. This is Man United Central, where we sit here and chat with you wonderful people about everything Manchester United. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all. Peace out.